Lands, Border Protection, Veterans Affairs, and Procurement calls this public hearing to order. It is now 1:31 p.m. on Friday, March 13, 2015. Present with me today is the other Senator Ada, Senator Tony Ada. Thank you for joining me. The purpose of this public hearing is to receive testimony on the executive appointment of Mrs. Deedee S. Camacho to serve as a member of the A.B. Wampad International Airport Authority Board of Directors, and public hearing on Bill 29-33, an act to approve the settlement between the government of Guam and the estate of Jose Martinez Torres. Notice of this public hearing was provided to senators, stakeholders, and the local media on March 5th, 2015, meeting the 5-day notice requirement, and a 48-hour notice was provided on March 11th, 2015, meeting the requirement of the open government law. The public hearing is also being broadcast on local television, so please speak clearly into the mic when you're presenting your testimony. The committee will continue to receive written testimony until 5 p.m. on Monday, March 16th. Please address testimonies to Senator Thomas Ada, chairperson for this committee. Starting the public hearing, we will go ahead and receive testimony on the appointment of Mrs. Deedee Camacho. And we'll start off by, we'll receive the testimony, and then if there's any questions from the panel, we'll go ahead and open it up. But I'm going to start with, I guess I noticed Mr. Ontalan's not here, right? Huh? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and ask the general manager for the airport authority, Mr. Chuck Ada, to begin. I understand you have a briefing to go to shortly. And then also Ruby? Yeah. You were going to give oral testimony? Okay, fine. Please step forward. And of course, when Mr. Ontalan gets in, he'll just join us at the table. So, and we also have Mr. Mickey Moylan. Yeah, Mike, why don't you go ahead and join us? Are you going to give oral testimony? Sure. Come on. Yeah, join us up here. So with that, Chuck, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, Senator Underwood and Senator Ada. Thank you for the opportunity for allowing us to testify on behalf of Ms. Deedee S. Camacho. My name is Charles Ada, the Executive Manager of the Guam International Airport Authority, and I'd like to provide testimony and submit it to the Committee on Transportation, Infrastructure, Lands, Border Protection, Veterans Affairs, and Procurement in full support of the appointment of Ms. Deedee S. Camacho to the A.B. Wampad International Airport Authority Board of Directors. Ms. Camacho's extensive private sector background in the insurance industry and service in nonprofit organizations will be a great asset to the board. At present, she is the insurance manager of the Pacific Financial Corporation, and she has developed the insurance line at PFC since her start in 2004. Prior to her employment at PFC, she has worked as an account manager at Nambo Insurance and a commercial underwriter for National Pacific Insurance, and she has extensive knowledge in marketing promotions with her previous position as a marketing manager for QBE Insurance International Ltd. Having spent her entire career in the private sector, we look forward to the fresh perspective she has to offer to government service and improving our own services and increasing our efficiency. Her professional background is certainly complementary to the current mix of board knowledge in the areas of banking, business management and development, environmental safety, federal contracting, and now insurance. Ms. Camacho is an active participant in community organizations, which shows a great desire to serve. Currently, her latest involvement is with the Guam Cancer Care Nonprofit Committee, and she is in the midst of serving on the largest fundraising event for that organization, which is the annual Pink Ball. On behalf of the management, we fully support Ms. Deedee S. Camacho's appointment and look forward to the professional perspective she will bring to the Guam International Airport Authority Board of Directors. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I also want to recognize the presence of Senator Nerissa Underwood and Vice Speaker B.J. Cruz. Thank you for joining us. With that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go down. Ms. Ruby. Get to start all over again.
All right. Sorry about that. Senator Ada and Senator Ada, and honorable members of the committee. I am here today to testify on behalf of the Ping Ball Committee in favor of the nomination of my good friend Deedee S. Camacho for the Guam International Airport Authority Board. I have come to know Deedee on both a personal and professional level through our membership in the Ping Ball Committee, a nonprofit organization whose purpose is to support and raise funds for the Guam Cancer Care and other nonprofit organizations through event activities aimed at spreading awareness and community outreach. Deedee exemplifies that of a true servant. As a colleague, I admire Deedee Camacho for her commitment and dedication to the Ping Ball Committee. She has demonstrated commendably the determination to drive our organization to the top, which has been evident through her active participation in our early morning meetings and conferences, as well as her effectiveness in securing major event sponsors and corporate tables. In the final weeks leading up to our inaugural Pink Ball Gala, Deedee demonstrated extraordinary diligence, working vigorously to piece the event together. Deedee has incredible people skills, making her an important asset to our organization. Another character trait Deedee possesses is humility, which for Deedee comes naturally. She never once flaunted her many successes, such as the prosperous insurance division she has built from the ground up at her current place of employment. I believe this makes her a valued member of our community. Through her experience within organizations such as the Pink Ball, her hard work, diligence, and commitment will prove to be invaluable to the GIAA board. Deedee is my role model and a genuine friend. With all the qualities she possesses, I strongly recommend her in her capacity to bring added value to the board. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, Mr. Ontalan.
Thank you, Chairman Ada. Senators, half a day, and I apologize for running a little bit late. On behalf of the Guam International Airport Board of Authorities, as the chairman, I'm here to testify and support the nomination of Mrs. Deedee Camacho. I'm not going to read from my written testimony. There's just two really aspects that I really wanted just to point out that I think Deedee will bring to serve on the board. She'll be the 7th member, and that will complete the membership on the board. More importantly, she brings her insurance background. And dealing with insurance, it's all about risks. And there's a lot of aspects of risks that's related to the operations of the airport. One of the things that I would really appreciate her in her role in her review of our policies as well, to be able to see if we're adequately covered, and more importantly, if we're paying the proper price for it. Maybe we may be paying too much, I don't know, but that's when we want to take advantage of her expertise in that area. The other area that is that I think she would be helpful for us is that this is her first role, our first opportunity to be able to serve on a government board. And I think she will be bringing a good freshness to that aspect, looking at things from the outside in and having a real private sector type of mentality towards the operations. So I'm excited to really have her on board, and then again on behalf of the airport board, we fully support her nomination and request your consideration. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Underwood? Mr. Moylan, I'm sorry.
Hello, Afade, Mr. Chairman, and honorable members of the committee. I'm here today in support of nominee Ms. Deedee S. Camacho to be confirmed as the member of the Guam International Airport Authority Board. Deedee has been in the insurance industry for 25 plus years, working for MBI, Nambos, QB, and currently with Personal Finance Center. I've really started to know Deedee S. Camacho since 2004 when she first started the insurance department at Personal Finance Center as insurance manager. Due to her strong leadership, she has been very successful in running the insurance brokerage department for over the past 11 years. Deedee is a professional, talented, and dedicated leader. She is very knowledgeable in the insurance field and understands contracts. She pays attention to detail and is also aggressive in getting things done in a timely manner. She is responsible and fair in her dealings with everyone, whether it be dignitaries, business people, business partners, or customers. She's grown up in Guam, attending the Ocean View High School and attending the University of Guam. She understands Guam's diverse culture and the people of Guam. She is passionate about our island and our people. And for example, she is active in the Guam community outreach programs by participating in various activities such as the Pancakes for Charity and Guam Cancer Care. I feel that with her vast knowledge, passion, and experience, she will serve the GIA board well. She definitely would protect the interests of the Guam International Airport, the millions of travelers who use the airport, and the businesses who do business with the airport. I therefore highly recommend you to consider affirming Deedee Camacho to the GIA board. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to go ahead and open it up to the panel here. If you have any questions, I do want to make sure we get Mr. Chuck Ada out of here as soon as possible so that you can go up to your briefing up there. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I do. Good afternoon, and thank you for making time. I'm just wondering, what are the critical skills and attributes that would be important for a board member to have?
Anyone in particular?
Chuck or Chairman?
Number one is a willingness to serve. We don't get compensated, only a $50 stipend for every meeting. But that said, the board is normally called upon on numerous occasions to get input, to be advised, etc. So the first attribute is to become a public servant. You want to be able to give your time for the benefit of the people. Number two, with regard to the airport board, you want to have an eye on service. And being an insurance agent, that is what it's all about. Or with anyone in the private sectors, you want to be able to look at how and what is being provided at the airport, and particularly for the incoming visitors or our visitors as a whole, you want to be able to look at how well the airport services these customers. And being an insurance person herself, she's used to servicing people, and that's what's very critical. I think the third attribute that she would bring to the board, as I mentioned, is the freshness. Most of the board members there have served on government boards, and being this would be her first term, she would be bringing a different perspective. Not understanding a number of things, she's going to be questioning a lot, which is going to be good, to make sure that she's looking at things really from a private perspective, making sure that it's done well. The other attribute, and I think the final attribute, is her experience in the insurance field. Insurance is all about risk. There's a lot of risk that just surrounds that airport. Tripping, operations, accidents, etc. And her experience will help us look at things from a different perspective. I'm a banker, all I care about is just the numbers, but she looks at it from a different perspective. So I think those are the attributes that would help serve the board well.
Are there any prerequisite knowledge about the airport, about tourism, about anything else that would be important for her to have?
I think the most important one is just the willingness to serve and be in a public in front of the public as well. When I first joined the airport board, I came from the Guam Community College, and I didn't know anything about GCC, and I spent 2 years learning about education and the importance of education. I walked into the airport board only looking at the financial statements and not realizing the magnitude. But this desire to want to serve is going to help her in wanting to understand. I think she understands that if tourism doesn't grow and the economy slackens, then her business is going to slacken because people are not going to be able to make their payments, etc. So everything's kind of linked. So she's going to want to be able to ensure that tourism grows and prospers. And being the first point and the last point that the person sees and before when they arrive and depart, she's going to want to make sure that we take care of our visitors well.
Thank you. Sure. Did you want to add to that?
Well, thank you, Senator. I do like to add that, I know that Ms. Camacho, upon successful completion of this process, would have the learning curve, almost removed under the leadership of Chairman Antalan. He's made it easier for a lot of the board members to, integrate with the airport activities by developing subcommittees, which again, fast tracks that learning process. And not only that, but provides, almost instantaneously, clarification on policies that are set within the board, or bring it to board working groups to amend, to adjust to the, the challenges that we're currently facing. So, again, we look forward, to the confirmation of Ms. Camacho and having a full board. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. So thank you to this panel, and there's nobody else that has signed up to provide testimony. So thank you, and I'm going to go ahead and call up now Mrs. Camacho. Thank you very much. Please go ahead and identify yourself and proceed.
Okay. Good afternoon, half a day, Chairman Ada and members of the committee. My name is Deedee Camacho, and I am humbled by the opportunity to appear before you to answer any questions you may have relating to my appointment by Governor Eddie Bazacavo to serve on the A.B. Wampat International Airport Authority Board of Directors. I have never served in any capacity with the government before, but I do believe that this is one way to give back to the island and serve the public without leaving my private employment. Given the opportunity, through confirmation by this fine body, I shall willfully and faithfully carry out my duties to the best of my abilities. Coming from a strong background in the insurance and finance industry for over 25 years, I can bring to the board table my extensive training in this area and my risk management experience. I am analytical and calculated in my deliberation and will be cautious with my decision making. But just as important, I am a customer service oriented and will ensure that we work to provide a quality product for our customers and employees. I've adopted a philosophy that you will never have a second chance to make a good first impression being on sales. I will work toward ensuring that we have efficient service, adequate facilities, good maintenance programs, and proper staffing for the airport. In addition to these important issues, I want to stress and focus on adding more items that will depict Guam's culture. Our culture is what truly sets us apart from other destinations and is our competitive advantage over others. We must provide this adequately at the point of entry and exit to assist with making our guests feel welcome and hopefully return one day to visit us again. I relish the opportunity to work towards growing Guam as an even larger regional hub for airlines. And knowing the mix of the existing members of the board, I know that I can complement their ongoing hard work and add to the progress of the operation. I humbly ask for your favorable consideration of my confirmation and stand ready to answer your questions today.
Thank you very much. I'm going to go ahead and open up to the panel, but I would like to start off by asking basically the first question. And that is, of course, you've been in the insurance industry for a long time.
Yes.
And I'm sure that with the airport, as is typical with many autonomous agencies, if it moves, insure it. How would you basically, when it gets to that point that the airport's going to purchase, procure insurance, that you basically avoid any conflict of interest with the organization that you work for?
I have no, as far our company, and there's no conflict because we don't do business with the airport. And although there will be a time where my colleagues from other companies will be submitting, and what's important is what's good for the airport as far as the coverage and the value, and that goes into everything that I have to decide on. I mean, it's just important that I have to look out for what's in the best interest of the airport.
I understand,
Yeah.
and I for sure, as was mentioned by Mr. Ontalan, certainly the expertise that you bring to the board, your insurance background, certainly would be very valuable to them. But I think it's going to be a constant challenge for you to ensure that there's not that conflict of interest.
Right. Yes.
When services are being procured from the insurance industry. Vice Speaker Cruz? Senator Ada?
Just a comment. Thank you, Mrs. Camacho, for your willingness to serve on the airport board. And I hope that there's learning curves on any board or any commission and anything you do in life, right? But I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to get over those obstacles and be a good member to the airport board and be able to see where we can have savings or things like that within your field of expertise. And I look forward to voting on your confirmation, and you have my full support. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Senator Underwood?
Yes, so thank you, Deedee, for accepting the nomination, because it will take a lot of time, and as what Mr. Ada had said, there would be a steep learning curve that you're going to have to go through. But I'm interested in your perspective and what you think the role of the board is in relation to the operations of the Guam Airport Authority.
From my understanding, it will be a policy board.
Okay.
So it's basically just guidance and, be it on the financial level, the operation, and we have to just ensure that everything that we do, that we have all the information and that make that decision for what's good for the airport. And of course for the public that uses the airport.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I have. Great. Thank you.
I really don't have any further questions. It's easy. It's easy the first time around. The second time around will be a little bit more trying. But we certainly welcome you, and we'll work on getting your confirmation reported out for the upcoming session. And so thank you very much for agreeing to serve on the board. So with that, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman Ada and committee members.
Okay. All right. The next item on the agenda is the hearing on Bill 29-33. Mike, are you here to testify on? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and have the sponsor of the bill speak on the bill.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for conducting this hearing. Bill 29-33 was not a bill that I had thought up on my own. I do not take pride of authorship in it. I'm just fulfilling my responsibility to the agency that I have under my purview. What I'd like to enter into the record, Mr. Chairman, at this time is the cover letter that I received on January the 20th, 2015 from Mr. David Highsmith from the Attorney General's office. And it reads, as you may recall, we sent you the attached settlement agreement and proposed bill last year with a request that you introduce the bill to approve the party settlement in civil case 1093-06. Unfortunately, no legislative action was taken. We forward the same bill and settlement to you for your kind consideration again this year in the hope that this case can finally be resolved. Our office is available to answer questions and to testify regarding the bill if you so desire. Thank you very much. I was surprised because I don't think the letters last year were actually addressed to me, so I checked the legislative website. And on February the 7th of 2013, a letter was addressed to Speaker Judy Wampat, signed by Mr. Bill Bischoff of the Attorney General's office, and it's fairly lengthy, but I would like to enter it into the record. And in it, it contains the memorandum of understanding and the decision and order in the case of the estate of Jose Martinez Torres versus the government of Guam. Mr. Bischoff then followed that up with another letter on May the 22nd, 2013, again to Speaker Wampat, and in it he writes, I write to you about the attached letter delivered to your office on February the 8th, 2013 concerning a proposed settlement of a Superior Court case. The settlement would require legislative approval. On June 17th, 2013, I am expected to advise the court whether the legislature approves of this proposed settlement. Signed, Mr. Bischoff. The third document I want to submit, again, it has our numbers from having been received by the Speaker. It's 32-13-503. Dear Speaker Wampat, it's dated the 18th of June. Yesterday, June 17th, at the hearing in the Guam Superior Court, civil case number 1093-06, the court set a further hearing date of September 16th. When I advised the court that the legislature had not taken up the issue whether to approve the proposed settlement. So I just wanted to make it clear that these were requested by the Attorney General's office. I understand today that in an email I received from the General herself that the office is considering a redraft of the legislation and had asked that we postpone action until they are able to submit their revised bill. But I just wanted to make sure that the record is clear where this bill came from, how it got to this legislature, and that is for the record.
Thank you very much, and all that is so noted, and we will basically wait until the redrafted bill is received, and then we'll proceed from there. So with that, then the public hearing on Bill 29-33, of the version of the bill as introduced, and if it is not significantly different, if the amended bill is not significantly different, then we may just go with the amended bill. Otherwise, we may need to possibly reschedule if it's significantly different. Otherwise, the public hearing on Bill 29-33 COR is deemed duly heard, and there being no other questions, this committee hereby adjourns this public hearing, and the time is 2:00 p.m.